Hi everyone, welcome back to MySQL tutorial series. In this video, we're going to talk about string functions in MySQL. String functions are responsible for string manipulations, like you can extract domain name of a website if you have the knowledge of string functions. Now, before we start, I will rearrange this MySQL workbench window. Little bit, I will zoom to the content. So you will find this entire SQL file in the description of this video. So in the first line of code, I have declared a variable, and the value of this variable is this particular string, that is sub a capital letter A admin @ youtube.com, right? And the first function I will talk about is length. So what this particular length function does, it will calculate the length of this particular string. See here it says null because I didn't execute this particular line of code, right? Now I have executed, and now if I go and execute, see, this is the output. It contains 20 characters. Now the next function is concat. So what concat does, concat perform joining of two or more strings, right? So if I execute this, see, this is the output. That email ID is subadmin @ youtube.com, but the problem is unreadable. You can see this is and sub, this two word has no separators, right? So if you want to concat with separator, you have to modify your concat function by writing concat underscore ws. So this ws stands for concat with separator. So if I now go and execute this much of code, see, now this string is concated with this particular colon separator. Always remember, the first parameter always be your separator of the string. The next function is replace. So what replace function does, replace function replace whatever you want to replace, right? So let's say you want to replace a with a small a inside this particular string. Okay, so this is how you write this replace function. So it takes three parameters. The first parameter is the string itself, and then which value you want to replace, and the third one is with which value you want to replace, right? So if you want to replace, let's say, sub with super, you are also allowed to do so. If I now go and select this particular code and execute, see, this sub is now replaced with super. And always remember, in replace, this particular substring will be replaced its all appearance in the string, right? If this sub is 2 times in the string, it will be replaced 2 times by super, right? Now the next three functions are right, left, position. So these three functions are used to generate substring from a string. So how this work, the right function takes two parameters, that is your the string itself, and then the length. What this length does, it will select three characters from the right side of this particular string. Okay, so if I go and execute this, see, it's selected com, right? If I select, let's say, 5, it will select uh, 5 characters from the right side of the string. Okay, and the left also work exactly like right, but this time it will return you the substring from the left side. So it will select 5 characters from left side. Okay, Now the next one is position. So what position does, it returns the position of a substring in a string. So let's execute this and see. It says 1. Let's say I want to see the position of admin in username. So this is the position of admin in user email, right? This particular, in this particular string. Okay. Now the next function is substring or substr. So this two function works exactly same. So what this substring function takes as a parameter, it takes the string itself, and then it takes the starting index, and then the length of the substring you want to select from the string. Okay, so if I go and execute, see it says at the rate. Let's say I want to start from the index 1, and after that I want to select 5 characters, right? So if I go and execute, see it start with sub and then we have ad, so total 5 character it has selected starting from 1. Okay, now let's say I want to select 6 character from this 8 characters from the string index 1. So it selected subadmin. The next function we are going to talk is substring index. So substring index takes 3 parameter as input. So the first one is the string itself, then the substring, that means at which point you want to break that particular string, right? So I want to break the entire string in .com position, and then one is for if after splitting, let's say you are splitting this, right? Let me copy this. So you are splitting this, so I want to split the string in .com, and after one, that means I want to select whatever is before this .com, right? So let me go and execute this. See, this is the output. And now let's say I want to split the string at this particular point, that means in YouTube, right? In YouTube I want to split the string at that particular substring. I want to split the string, but I want to select whatever is in the right side of YouTube. So if I go and execute, see, this is the output. Okay, so one more thing I can do, that is, let's say I want to split the string in at the rate point. So this is the username, you can say, and this will be your domain name, right? And one more thing you can do, you can replace this .com .com. So this is how you will find your domain name of this particular email address. Now the next function we are going to talk is STRCMP. So STRCMP is string compare function. So what it does is it returns 0 whenever the string is matched, right? Now let's say if the first string is greater than the second string, then it will return 1. Okay, and now let's say the first string is lesser than the second string, then it will return -1. Okay, so this is how strcmp works. So these are the important string functions in MySQL, but this is not the end of the list of string functions. There are more. There are space, there is repeat, there is upper, there is lower. So there is a lot of functions present in MySQL to manipulate string. But we have covered the most important one, and yeah, that's all for the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more updates.